Okay, so VFC journey 6 years. Most of you have volunteered with VFC, and some of you who are not aware of VFC or what VFC is. We'll take you through the journey of what we have done so far. The photo exhibition also talks about it, but we thought that it's better we say what we have done. So before all this, I'd like to say a few myths that is around the volunteering. So the first thing is, why did we start? Most of you have this question or have asked me this question, why did I start VFC? And people always expect that something bad has happened to Suren, that's why he has started something good. Okay? And that's a general thinking also in our society, that to start something good, something bad should have happened. Like for example, if I have to fill the potholes, someone close to me should have fallen there. Only then I'll pitch in to close the potholes. Or if some animal is hurt, or I have my pet that is hurt on street, only then I realize that, okay, I have to pitch in to help. So this is the common thing that we come across. So we wanted to make it clear that there is no reason or there is no specific thing to start VFC. We started it as a passion. We wanted to do something good, so we started it. That's how simple VFC is. But saying that, every cause that we have started has a need. So we don't call it bad or some reason for it, but there is a need, that's where we pitched in. So every 17 cause that is displayed over here has a reason to start. We would take you through that. I'll hardly take only 20 seconds to cover each cause, because don't want to take much deep into it. We'll give you what the cause is, what statistics is about that cause, and then take you through that. So we'll go to the causes. So we started as a group, it started as a Facebook page. We did not know what NGO is, what NGO space is, how people work in NGO space as such. We just started as Facebook page telling that we will help people. That's all. That's the main intention behind starting it. And we did not even think much about the organization name. Like few of you would know, for specific causes we take a lot of time. Even for a new cause, we are taking almost a month to decide what the name is about. But for organization, we did not think what the name should be. I was just sleeping on my bed and then thought, okay, something I'll start like this, volunteer for a cause, and that became the name. And 6 years we are going with that name. We haven't thought about changing the name at even a single point. So down the line, 1 year or 2 years, we felt that, okay, we are doing it. How do we officially get registered? That's where down the line, 1 year, 2014, we got ourselves registered as a trust, but we don't project anywhere that we are NGO or trust. We call ourselves as a voluntary organization. It's called VO. VO is not much in India so far. It's there outside country. It's called voluntary organization. Purely we volunteer. So we don't have any employees as such. We don't have office space. All are volunteers here. Everyone who takes initiative has a job, 9 to 6, or some people work from 10 to 6 night shifts and other main job, and then they volunteer here. So to start with, birthday jingles is the first cause we started. Many of you would have celebrated birthdays here. This is mainly for kids who are in children's home, mainly kids who are away from parents or don't have parents. They don't get to celebrate their birthdays. We celebrate their birthdays on the day, be it a weekday or weekend. That doesn't matter for us. Even if it is weekday, people go there to volunteer in the evenings. So we celebrate their birthdays. So far we have celebrated 270 kids' birthday in children's homes across 5 children's homes in Bangalore. We'll quickly change. Yeah. Challenge Accepted is a cause for differently abled students. Any differently abled student or a person who is in need of help, we pitch in to help. Be it physically challenged people attending interviews, or going out or in searching of a place for them, or in children homes or the special homes, we call it as for autism, Down syndrome, anything as such, we volunteer in challenge accepted. We take that as a challenge because that's one field people maybe don't know how to volunteer or what to talk to them, how do we engage with them. So we try to sensitize on that field and then take volunteers. They should, it's about telling volunteers or telling people about what the country is, how much people have contributed for the country. It's basically spreading the message, positive message. We don't keep anything negative as such. So we do movie screening and we do sessions in government schools for children to know more about the country. Dhvani Granth is the cause where we record books for visually impaired students. The students don't get books in the audio format, so we try to record books for them and then give it in MP3 or their phones. We just transfer it or give it in CD, whatever format they request for. So far we have the audiobooks have benefited 450 students, and then we have recorded more than 110 books. And 110 books has more than 1,000 pages. So each page we record as MP3 files and give it to them. Improvement of public sanitation. We all would have hesitated at some point to use public toilet. We know that public toilets condition are worst. So we try to pitch in somewhere, even in government schools or outside premises, how can we engage people or how can we improve the sanitation. So this we do on education basis, or we pitch into even construct toilets whenever there is a need. Justice is the new cause that we have recently started this year, where we pitch into, this is a kind of sensitive issue, people don't tend to talk much. We pitch into help rape victims, child sexual abuse, the cases that comes, and then acid attack victims, or the transgender or minority communities, where bringing them inclusive into the society and whatever their needs are, we try to fulfill or try to bridge that gap between people and the community. Library is about reading books with kids. No syllabus, we read only story books, where we sit with the student in children homes or government schools and read stories with the children for 2 hours or 3 hours that we sit with them. Meet the Paws is for pets. Any animal that is in need of, we try to help them. We go to shelters, give them bath, take them out for walk, and anything that the shelter needs, we try to help. Pen Pals is about helping visually impaired students write exams. So visually impaired students don't, as in we know that they can't write exams. So volunteers pitch in to write exams for them, where visually impaired student tells the volunteer what the answers are, and then the volunteer writes exam for them. Reloading Green is an environment initiative. Anything related to environment we pitch in, be it plantation or lake cleanup or like taking the posters. This is one of our main initiative in Reloading Green. You all would have seen posters that are stuck on trees. So those posters clearing and then making sure that they don't post the posters again on trees is one of our main initiative. RTI is Right to Information. It's an act which we educate people on how do we use RTI to make sure that we keep a check on government and the government work. We conduct workshops mainly and educate people to come forward to file RTIs. Sportivity is about sports, where we engage kids as well as volunteers. We get volunteers also as a get-together and play sports with volunteers, or we engage kids in sports activities. Swikar is about adopting a child. There's a myth in this. How many of you would know how do we adopt a child? Or how many of you think that we can go walk into a children's home and then adopt a child?
There is a process, I think there is a government agency called RCAI.
Right.
So follow their guidelines and
right. So many people think that children home or orphanages are the places where we can just go adopt a baby. People come to us with a query that you volunteer in children homes and there are children who don't have parents, right? Can we directly adopt them? So that's not the procedure. So we came up with this course on educating people on how to adopt child legally in India. Tarakam is Know Your City Better, where people can pitch into civic issues, how as an individual you can contribute to the society that you live in and address civic issues as and when you come across. The Golden Heroes is about elders, any elder above 60 years who are in daycare centers or old age homes. We try to pitch into, help them in any way that we can. Traffic Nights is about road safety awareness. We get onto road every monthly once with charts to educate people on road safety and why should people follow traffic rules. We Are Ready is a health cause where we try to pitch into pulse polio drives or organ donation or first aid, emergency. How do we react when there is an emergency situation? So we conduct workshops in this cause. Yeah. So I hope I've quickly covered the causes because I don't want to go much deep. Each cause can take 1 hour also for us to explain, but we don't want to do that today. So when we started, as I said, that there is a myth of who should volunteer or why have we started and things like that. But we try to keep it simple, and people also ask, what are the kind of things that came across you as in roadblocks? Okay, the first thing is, how do I put it forward, where you as an individual or anyone try to tell that we don't have time. Okay, we go to office, we come back, okay, we have our family to look after, and then we don't have much time to give for the society. So the first roadblock we see as is family. Okay, though it is hard to accept, or some people can relate to it, but the first roadblock we kind of see it as family, because everyone wants Bhagat Singh the next door, not in their house. So but at the same time, we should also consider, because when we see that, okay, for example, if me or if any one of you have kid, then how do you react? Okay, so when we are kids and we react, or we wanted to do whatever we want to, but when we have kids, will we be able to give the same kind of freedom for the kids? That's a big question mark. We don't want to go into that section, but still. So how do we overcome this is we don't have an answer. We don't have a clear answer for this, because every individual and every parents or the family is different. And for me, fortunately, I had a family to back me to go out and volunteer. So be it my parents, or my parents would have scolded me a lot of times for going out. And wife, though they scold or though they tell that, but at the end of the day, when I come back, they are the ones who are going to receive me. So without their support, it wouldn't have happened. So though we call it as a roadblock, we see that, okay, that's somewhere we try to overcome that. Okay. And one more thing, one point I missed to tell in the myth. People always tell, or from family only, first you settle and then go out to help. Hey, yeah, most of you would have heard. I can understand from the reaction itself. So this settle word, you settle in your life. So where do we define we settle? Okay, we get job, first thing we tell, and then get married, then it's kids, and then your kids should study, until then you're not settled. So social service or the volunteering part mainly comes after 60 years for the Indian society. Okay, after retirement. So people ask, why do you do it at this age? Okay, what triggered you to do at this age? Or social service is seen as you have to wear the kurta or the bag, the cloth bag, and then come out. Okay, that's what social service is. Okay, that's not. So we try to keep it fun. So volunteers would agree with me that we kind of go out, volunteers party over, or anything that the normal individual does, we also do. Okay, so people often, whenever I put some status or going out, okay, you do this also. Okay. Okay. So people think that I'm a saint. Okay, I don't. I only do this. I don't do anything else. So, and some of them think that I am full time into it. So I wanted to clarify that I have a job. Okay, that's how I can feed myself or my family. So I have a job. I go to job 9 to 6, and then we volunteer. For that case, even for other volunteers, everyone work and then volunteer for this. So finally, I would like to thank all the volunteers, because the organization cannot sustain without volunteers. We have sustained because volunteers were there. I can just give you an example also. I thought of keeping this one last, but I thought this will be the right platform to tell. Volunteers in VFC are so committed when it comes to the cause that even yesterday, we stayed here till 3 o'clock. There were 6 volunteers here who stayed till 3 o'clock to finish all this work, went back home, came back here by 7 o'clock. So a big round of applause for all the volunteers. And at sometimes I would kind of shout at them also, but still they come back in the next time itself telling that, okay, what is the next work? Okay, that mainly happened in this carnival setup, so I wanted to address it. I'm not shouting, or there's nothing personal against anyone. We just wanted to keep it for the cause should go well. So thank you so much, volunteers. And so here I finished the talk. We start off with VTalk, but quickly, if anyone has any question related to our journey, only 2 questions we can accept. Quick 1 minute. If any of you have any questions, just with journey, or no queries, we can go to VTalk. Fine. Yes.
Have you ever thought that, okay, this is it, I don't want to go any further? Like, have you come across any, like, an exhaustion of cause?
So it happens before I go to every event. So to take as example this carnival also, before executing everything, I would think that, okay, this is it. Okay, we will not go further, will not do anything. But what happens is, ultimately, as I said, those 6 people who stayed till 3 a.m., they are the boosters. So it's not those only individuals. There are individuals like that who have pushed us for the 6 years. So though I try to give up, these people still, till they don't give up, I don't give up.